Ron Bevars, former coach of North Hardin High School from 1975 to 2013, is one of the winningest high school basketball coaches in Kentucky State history. Coaching over 1,150 games, his team has had over 800 victories, including 12 region championships and 12 trips to the Sweet 16.
North Hardin Trojans have won it for the third time in a row. They are the 5th region champions.
Although Bevars is one of the winningest coaches in Kentucky high school basketball history, his road to success was not an easy one.
I grew up in a house that had 6 kids, and I grew up in a 3-room house. Part of it was a 3-room house. Now, I didn't say 3 bedrooms, I said 3 rooms. So we were sort of poor and destitute a lot of times, and it was a tough upbringing, but you also, along the way, you learned some valuable lessons about things. But it was certainly not a house of privilege. My dad was a mechanic, and my mother took care of the kids. And I had gotten off to a bad start in education. My first year that I entered first grade, we lived in Louisville, and I think I was in 15 or 20 different schools by the time I entered the 8th grade. I was 2 years behind, and I just was probably ready to drop out of school. And then I had a coach came in and got started on basketball in the 8th grade, and then my academics improved, my self-esteem improved, and it went on from there. And I went to high school and played some basketball there, and then I went on down to college. And but my first basketball experience was actually in the 8th grade.
Bevars continued his education at Western Kentucky University in physical education and counseling, where he discovered his enjoyment of playing sports with kids and helping them improve their character.
People down in school would they'd also pick at PE majors because they thought we had a pretty easy curriculum, and if you considered a PE major, you wasn't very smart. But when I got to teaching, the teachers would come through there carrying all these books, and I'm out here playing ball with the kids, and went outside and playing tennis and stuff like that. And said, "How do you get a job like this?" I said, "Well, when you was making fun of me down at Western Kentucky, I was a little smarter than you thought I was, wasn't I?" So I got several degrees in guidance and counseling. I think it helped me in the classroom, dealing with kids. A lot of times we don't talk to kids. So I think the guidance and counseling part of my education, it definitely helped in teaching.
Bevers' passion for helping kids improve came in handy when he got his start in coaching basketball at North Hardin during a less than ideal time for the United States.
I started there in '71, and I coached the freshman team for 2 years. That was the Vietnam War era. There was a lot of unsettled kids, and that was a tough era to come through for, I think, for young people. It's rewarding when you see a kid that improve on his game and grow as a person. We had some pretty strict rules about kids on the basketball team around school. If they got in trouble, they were in trouble with us too. And I think that I think athletics in general sort of helps some kids stay in line. I was hard on kids. I was hard on them. In basketball, I never worried about their hardship. Now, away from basketball the next day at school, that was. But coaches become single-minded. You have to. What you've got to do tonight, you got to do it and get through with it. And then, when it's over with, the game's over with, and we get back to trying to help kids be better people.
Coach Bevars was more of a father figure for me than he was a basketball coach. Basketball pretty much came easy because we played every day. Coach instilled the discipline and the hard work and what it takes to be a leader. He made us learn the game instead of just playing the game. We had to learn how to play before we could actually play it.
Bevars led the North Hardin High School team into countless victories at region championships and helped the team advance to the state finals.
Winning the regional championships is always a memorable moment, and so we had 12 of those, and we got to the state finals in 1982. We had a really good basketball team, and we got beat on about a 50-foot shot at the buzzer to lose the state championship game.
The basket is good. Paul Andrews hits from midcourt.
We got back to the state 11 other times, but we never won the state championship.
A very, very disappointed North Hardin basketball team, you can imagine.
It's still just a game to the kids, and you know, they sort of enjoy the process, and whatever happens, happens.
After 38 years of coaching, Bevars felt it was time to step off the court.
You know, most coaches only coach, you can retire and teaching after 30 years. I went 42 years, and I was going to be 70 years old, and I thought I might ought to get out while I was still feeling good, and thought I could coach a little bit rather than have to leave when you're not feeling very good about it. But I just decided it was time for me to go to the house and let somebody else work with the kids.
At the end of the day, Bevars attributes his success to the players he coached throughout his career.
Brother Ward right there. I always felt like the better players I had, the better coach I was.